All right, let's get right into it. We're going to investigate that really frustrating feeling of brain fog. You know, that sense that your memory just isn't quite as sharp as it used to be. And we're going to be looking at a key suspect. What's on your plate? I mean, we've all been there, right? You walk into the kitchen, you're on a mission, and then poof, it's just gone. You're just standing there trying to retrace your steps, wondering what on earth you were supposed to be doing. It's such a universal feeling, and it's way more common than you might think. And it's so easy to just laugh it off and say, well, guess I'm just getting older. But what if it's not actually that simple? What if science is telling us there's more to the story, that these little cognitive slips could actually be a sign of something else, something we might be able to do something about? So let's start our investigation with the most famous nutrient for brain health, our prime suspect, vitamin B12. It's pretty much the first thing that comes to mind for a lot of us when we think about memory and nutrition. So what is B12 anyway? Well, its technical name is cobalamin, and it is an absolute powerhouse. It's essential for making sure our entire nervous system is running smoothly, for making the red blood cells that carry oxygen to every part of our body, and it's even involved in building our actual DNA. So how exactly does B12 help the brain? Okay, think of your nerve cells as a huge bundle of electrical wires. B12 helps create something called the myelin sheath, which is basically the plastic insulation around those wires. Without good insulation, the signals in your brain get slow and communication becomes, well, fuzzy. And that can lead directly to that feeling of brain fog. So when that insulation starts to wear thin, what happens? Well, you get the obvious stuff like forgetfulness and having a hard time concentrating, the classic signs. But it can go deeper than that. You might also feel just wiped out all the time, experience mood changes, or even get weird physical sensations like numbness or tingling. These are all clues that your brain's wiring isn't firing on all cylinders. Okay, so B12 seems like a slam dunk, right? Case closed. But, you know, just like in any good mystery, things are almost never that simple. Is B12 really the only piece of the puzzle we should be looking at? And this is where our investigation takes a really fascinating turn. A huge, major health study in the US called NHNAS decided to look into this exact question. They were studying something they called cognitive frailty, which is just a technical term for that combination of brain fog and physical weakness. And what they found? Well, it threw a real curveball. So, check this out. When they looked at the data for vitamin B12, they found no significant link to cognitive frailty in the people they studied. Surprising, right? But then they looked at vitamin D, and wow, they found a powerful connection. The higher a person's vitamin D levels were, the lower their risk of cognitive frailty. It seems our prime suspect might not be the culprit after all. And the evidence for vitamin D was incredibly strong. Get this, for every single unit increase in a person's vitamin D levels, their risk of that cognitive frailty dropped by a whopping 12%. That is a massive link that points our investigation in a whole new direction. This twist means we need to widen the net. B12 is clearly important. Vitamin D is a huge player we can't ignore, but there's one more critical nutrient we need to bring in for questioning: iron. Iron is another one of these essential building blocks for the brain. And hey, look at this. Just like B12, it helps build those myelin sheaths, that nerve insulation we keep talking about. But it also has another critical job. It's a key ingredient for making neurotransmitters. Those are the chemical messengers that let your brain cells talk to each other. So without enough iron, your wiring and your messages get messed up. And this isn't some rare niche problem, not at all. This chart shows that iron deficiency is a massive global issue, especially for young people in low and lower middle income countries. We're talking about more than a fifth of the population being affected. That has huge implications for brain development on a worldwide scale. And don't think you need to be severely deficient for it to matter. This quote from a major research paper really hits it home. It says that even a mild lack of iron can have seriously negative effects on how our brains develop and work. The stakes here are incredibly high. Okay, so we've identified our three key players: B12, vitamin D, and iron. Now let's bring it all together and look at exactly how these building blocks work together to construct a sharp, healthy brain. This chart breaks it down perfectly. Think of vitamin B12 as your brain's electrician. It's all about insulating the wiring. You'll find it mostly in animal products like meat, fish, and dairy. Then you have vitamin D. You can think of this one like fertilizer for your brain cells, helping them grow and make new connections. Your best sources? Sunlight and fatty fish.
And finally, iron is the multi-tool. It helps with insulation and it helps create the chemical messages. You can get that from red meat or from plant sources like lentils.
So we've covered the science, we've looked at the evidence. Now for the most important question. What do we actually do with all this information? Let's go from understanding the problem to figuring out what's next. So here's when you should really start paying closer attention. If you're dealing with constant fatigue, that nagging brain fog that won't go away, or you just can't seem to focus like you used to, these could be signs. And think about your lifestyle too. If your diet is low in things like meat and dairy, or you're someone who doesn't get a lot of sun, you might be more at risk for these deficiencies. So what's a smart path forward? Well, first, just recognize the signs in yourself. Step 2, and this is the most important one, I cannot stress this enough, is to talk to a doctor. Seriously, this explainer is to get you thinking, but it is absolutely not medical advice. A real healthcare professional is the only one who can help you figure out what's truly going on. And third, you can start to mindfully focus on bringing more foods rich in these brain-boosting nutrients into your daily routine. All right, let's recap the whole case file. First off, those memory slips aren't always just an inevitable part of getting older. We know B12 is essential for your brain's wiring. We've seen how new science shows vitamin D is a real powerhouse for cognitive health. And we've learned that iron is critical for both brain energy and communication. The biggest takeaway from all of this? What you eat literally forms the foundation of your mental clarity. Ultimately, every single meal is an opportunity. Your brain is quite literally built from the nutrients you give it. So the final question is a simple one, but it's a really powerful one. What will you choose to build today?